So you thought Insta360 was done developing for the Insta360 One R. Well, guess again. Insta360 has just announced some new features for the Insta360 One R and the Insta360 One X2. So here are 12 new features and accessories for the Insta360 One R and the One X2. The first is a feature that a lot of people have been requesting, which is loop recording. So with this feature, the Insta360 will record to a buffer. The buffer can be anywhere from a minute to up to 30 minutes long. When the buffer is full, then it's going to go back to the beginning and start writing over the oldest part of the video. So that means that when you have a moment that you want to capture, all you have to do is stop recording and you'll have captured the most recent 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever the buffer was. So loop recording is now available for the Insta360 One R and the Insta360 SMO, and it'll be coming to Insta360 One X2. Next is the fly-through effect. You might recall that Insta360 added the fly-through effect for the One X2 a few months ago. Well, now it's also available for the 360 mod of the Insta360 One R. If you want to learn how to use this really cool feature, then check out this tutorial. Next is 360 horizon leveling for the Insta360 One R 4K mod and the 1-inch mod. That means that when you activate this feature, you can rotate the camera to any angle and the horizon will remain level. So the disadvantage is that this will require cropping the image significantly, even more than linear mode or narrow mode. But in the future, there'll be a new mode called 45-degree horizon leveling, which will give you pretty good stabilization and at the same time have less cropping than 360 horizon leveling. So the 45-degree horizon leveling will be available for the One R and the One X2 in the future. Next is improved Aquavision 2.0. So you know how when you're shooting underwater, it's difficult to capture natural looking colors because the water is absorbing some of the wavelengths of light. So the colors look a little bit bluish. Now, normally to counteract this, you will need a red filter. But with Aquavision 2.0, you can get natural looking colors even without a filter. Next is an update to the webcam mode. Now you know that you can use their Insta360 One R as a webcam just by connecting it to your PC through a USB cable. Now Insta360 tells me that the update will remove the auto zooming. So I'm not sure how that is an improvement or an update, but apparently it's something that people have requested. Next, we have 3 new shot labs. One of them is pixelized. You might have seen it. It's been there for a few months, although Insta360 didn't put out an announcement for it. Now, the other 2 are very new. One is called Horizon Flip and the other one is Overtaker. And these 2 new ones are geared toward motorsports. So whether you're into cars or motorcycling or other motorsports, you're going to love these new shot labs. Next, we have new flash cuts. So as you know, flash cuts are video templates that let you automatically edit your videos and synchronize them with music. Now we have 11 new templates and some of them are also designed specifically for motorsports. All right, now let's talk about some new accessories. First of all, is this. This is the new roadie. So this is like a Bluetooth remote that straps onto your steering wheel. And it's designed so that you can press these buttons even without looking for them. And it'll give you access to the most common features. So you have video, loop recording, time shift for hyperlapse videos, photos, and you can use this to change to multi-view. So I think the roadie is a pretty cool accessory for motovlogging. My only comment is that I wish it had GPS. So it doesn't have that, but if you have your phone with you or you have the Bluetooth remote, you can use that for GPS stats or Insta360 stats. Next is what I consider one of the most important accessories for the Insta360 One X2 or the Insta360 One R. So you know how the One X2 and One R are really awesome for vlogging, but when you're vlogging, audio is even more important than video. If you have bad audio, then people are going to overlook your video, no matter how good it is. Now, the challenge for capturing good audio with 360 cameras is that you're usually using them on a selfie stick or monopod, and they're farther away from you. So with the microphone far from you, the sound quality will not be so good. So the solution is to use an external microphone. And in fact, the 1R and 1X2 have microphone adapters like this one, for example, for the 1X2. Now, the challenge is that you'll need to hide your external recorder or external microphone. So for example, the Rode Wireless Go, like the one that I'm using right now, it's going to be difficult to hide this from the 1R or the 1X2 because they have a 360 view. There are some DIY mounts for them, like this one for the 1R or this one for the 1X2, and they kind of work okay, but you have to be really precise with how you use this. And the other thing is that the Rode Wireless Go in particular has this really bright red cable that's very hard to keep out of the frame. Now, the good thing is that there's now a perfect solution for this dilemma, which is the new 1X2 Cold Shoe version 2. This cold shoe has been designed specifically to make the Rode Wireless Go invisible. And there's even a special cable made just for this that is exactly the perfect length to keep it out of the frame. Another cool thing with the cold shoe is that it works not just with the Rode Wireless Go, but also with this inexpensive microphone that I recommended as an alternative to the Rode Wireless Go in one of my other videos about Insta360 accessories. Now, one minor inconvenience with the cold shoe is that if you remove your camera from a monopod or selfie stick, then the cold shoe can get lost. So if you're worried about that, then check out this next accessory. This is the Ulanzi quick release mount. So with this quick release mount, you can quickly attach or detach your 360 camera from a monopod or selfie stick. And it works not just with 1/4 tripod holes, but also with a GoPro mount. So you can use it with GoPro accessories. And another cool thing with this quick release is that if you attach it to your 1X2 or 1R, then it can hold the cold shoe in place and you won't lose it. Now, wouldn't it be great to use your quick release mount on your car? Well, that's what the next accessory is for. This is a new car mount from Ulanzi and it works with the quick release adapter. Now, the new car mount has an adjustable angle and adjustable swivel. You can tighten these knobs with your car keys, or you can use the built-in key right here that's attached here with a magnet. It's really clever and convenient. And the next accessory is one of my favorites, which is the new extended selfie stick. So you know how the extended selfie stick is really useful for cinematic shots that make it look like it was shot with a crane or a drone. Now, the problem with the original extended selfie stick is that, number one, you could use it at only specific lengths. Like you can't just adjust it to any arbitrary length. It had preset lengths that you could use. The other issue with it was that it tended to flex, particularly when you have a heavier camera. Now, with this new extended selfie stick, it solves both problems. First of all, you can adjust it to any length, see? Not only that, but it's also much stiffer. And it's also much more compact. This can extend up to 300 centimeters, almost 10 feet, and at the same time collapse to just 14 inches. So this is really useful. And finally, we have a new monopod from Best 360. So this is the aluminum version of their monopod, and it's more affordable than the carbon fiber version, and it has some improvements, such as the new tripod stand. So I've been using the Best 360 monopod, and I really like it. I think it works really well. It has pretty good build quality, and I like features such as the fact that you can easily unlock all the knobs. And this last segment can be rotated, which lets you change the angle of the 360 camera to the position that you want without having to move the tripod or monopod. Now, this design looks a lot like the Bushman monopod version 2, so you might be wondering what's the difference. Well, there are two key differences. Number one is the counterweight. The counterweight with Best 360 is 100 grams heavier. The other difference is the tripod legs. These tripod legs are adjustable to almost any length. They can be locked at almost any length. So, for example, I also like how the Best 360 has this standoff, and this is useful for 360 cameras that have a USB port right beside the tripod hole. Now, normally when that happens, when you mount the 360 camera on your monopod, the USB port gets blocked. But if you have a spacer like this, then the USB port remains accessible, even when your camera is mounted on the monopod. Now, which is the best 360 camera for virtual tours? And how's the new X-Phase X2? I'm going to talk about that in my next video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in 360.